First and last time. Oh, I see how it was, girl. I told you I'm gonna miss you. You didn't even no, you didn't even message me back. You're gonna miss me. I was like, oh,
what?
okay.
That is not true.
On Instagram, it's okay.
Not you. No, not you.
I was like, oh, does she not like me?
Stop. I probably just didn't see it, honestly. Like,
know,
first of all,
I'm just giving you
texting
crap,
is
but
not a thing for
Yeah.
me. Like, texting is so hard. Like, I prefer to just, like, hang out with people in person. Like, see, having these conversations. Like, imagine if we're having to do this, like, via text.
Yeah, no.
How sad.
Right.
How tragic.
No. So you're a person. So would you rather call someone or FaceTime someone over text message?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but also it depends on how close we are. Like,
Oh, okay.
I'm also very much, like, I don't know. There's levels to it, right?
Yeah.
So with text, because I'm such a bad texter, I text the best with people who I'm not that close to.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just tell you what I need, you tell me what I need, like,
And then-
and that's it. But like,
yeah.
if people, it's like people I really like, people I really care about, like a call would be good. Like,
Yeah.
I literally, maybe like 2 months ago, there's this friend I have from back home, and like, we spent 7 hours on the phone.
Wow.
7 hours, like literally.
Y'all were just
that was big for
vibing.
me.
I
That
love
was big
that.
For me, I was
Oh,
like, I guess
wow.
we did have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah,
Like, so
dang.
yeah, I don't know. Like, phone calls are nice with people who like I have things to say.
You have
to
connection
and, like,
and yeah.
yeah,
I like that. Yeah, I like that. That's dope. You're one of the first people to say, like, I like call rather than text, because a lot of people are, I like texting, I don't like talking on the
especially
phone.
in this generation. Like,
Yeah, so that's
know,
cool.
I know,
Old soul.
Yeah, I don't know. What
Well,
it is.
hello, everyone. Welcome back to the They Self Girl Chat podcast. I am super, super excited to have my friend here, Giselle, on the podcast. I'm excited to get into it. And for those of you who are just first-time watchers, this podcast is just about two women talking, connecting, and sharing truth, and just having a real, raw, genuine conversation. So I hope you enjoy, and welcome. We got some scooters here today, and as you guys heard, Giselle said that this was her first time
My
at
first
scooters.
time.
Like,
My first
what?
time. I've been here in Sioux Falls for like 4 years, and this is the first time I'm having
So
scooters.
even driving by it, have you ever been like, that looks good? Or like,
You know-
I'm just so shocked. 'Cause like scooters
I
is
know, like everyone talks about it. Like it's
Yeah.
like I don't know how I've gone this long without having tried it, because like I just don't know how I skipped that. Like
Right?
I don't know. It almost seems like it's a rite of passage for being in Sioux Falls
For real.
that I just did not get.
it's a
So-
favorite. Nah.
don't
Let's
know.
bite into this
Okay.
sandwich. You know, it's a little cold, but it's okay.
So I was relying on Mona to give me recommendations because I hadn't been before. So we got the everything bagel. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm enjoying.
She's like,
I'm in this like.
I love it. I love it.
Guys, we are both really hungry. Have you ate today? I know, me neither. I'm like, and it's noon, so let me know what you think. Is it good? That sausage and egg, girl, with the everything bagel.
This is what those McDonald's sandwiches want to be.
For
This is what they're trying to be. This is what they're trying to be right here. Listen, no shade to McDonald's. I'm a McDonald's girl, but I know this is what they was striving for.
Right?
Missed the mark a little bit though. But you know,
Like, Mr. Mark.
just
Promise
a
no
little-
hate, McDonald's.
We love you.
I'm glad you love it. So for the people that don't know who you are, who's Giselle? Someone walked up to you and was like, hey, you are beautiful. I want to know more about you. Who is Giselle? What would you say?
Yeah, no, that's always been a hard question for me to
Yeah,
answer, because
yeah.
one, that's always changing. Like
Yeah.
how I think about myself it's always evolving.
Yeah.
But I guess I could just start with like the hard facts.
Yeah.
I'm Giselle.
Yeah.
That's my name. I just graduating from college. I'm actually graduate tomorrow, so
That's amazing. Congratulations on that. I know the last 4 years you've been in college. I'm sure that's been a roller coaster.
it has.
Heck yeah.
It's been hard, but
Yeah.
we're at the end, and I'm graduating with my degrees in accounting and business.
That's amazing.
But I think my favorite part of myself is that I model, which
Yes.
is something I just recently got into, and I'm like trying to get more into the creative space, trying to get more into the fashion space, because that's always been stuff that I really, really liked. And yeah, so the past 4 years I've dabbled here and there, never really, you know, been intentional about doing the stuff I was really passionate about in the fashion space.
Yes.
So now I'm finally getting to do more of that, which is really exciting. So that's me, I guess, in a nutshell.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So going back to when you figured out your passion for modeling and fashion, because, okay, you think about it, like you are going to college for accounting, and it's so like accounting, and then on the other end of the spectrum, it's like modeling and fashion. I think that's really cool and unique that you're putting the both together and like doing both of them at the same time. So like, how did you like figure out like, no, wait, like my passion is modeling or fashion? Because you don't see accounting people going into these fields.
Right. You know, so I've always liked fashion. Like that's something that like I've known I liked
Like
since
since
I was a
growing.
child.
Oh wow, I didn't know
so
that.
my parents, like my mom has this story of like me growing up and like changing into like multiple outfits a day. And,
I
like,
love that.
You know, just like really playing with my clothes, doing that sort of thing. But like I was never like encouraged to take it seriously. It was more like, well, you're a girl, of course you're gonna like fashion, you know, like, or it's a phase. Like girls your age tend to like makeup and clothes and fashion, so like it's not something you could do as
Not
a career.
tangible
It's not,
type of vibe.
right, right. It's not a safe career for you to go into, but like, you know, like you like to do it, so like it's fine. Like girls are supposed to do this kind of stuff anyways, but not for real, you know. You're not supposed to want to take it seriously. So that's kind of the mentality I had about it. Like, this was something I knew I enjoyed doing, but like, of course, like just for
hobby,
you know, don't take it too seriously. Don't let it get into the way of the things that you should really want, which is, you know, to be in business and to want to, you know, get a corporate job, do that 9 to 5, like be successful in those ways. But I've come to find that like for me, it feels more authentic to me doing this kind of work than like doing the accounting work that I was taught was like what I needed to aspire to. But in the same breath, I feel like we can be multifaceted. We can be, you know, two things that are different. We can be like, we can have contrasting interests
love
and
that.
likes, and we still deserve to, I don't know, to be valid in
That's
each of
beautiful.
those spaces. You know what I mean? Like I could show up for a board meeting as a model and still deserve respect as, you know, that person who's in that corporate space. And then she'll go on set and still get the respect I deserve as a model. Even though I do have these corporate interests, or like, you know, I work in these spaces. So I think we should just be allowed to be all these things.
Yo, that is so beautiful. All right, the end of the girl chat. No, that was beautiful. Like, girl, you speaking fast though, because people don't. A lot of people probably think this in their head, but they don't acknowledge it. They don't come out and say, you know, like, yeah, this is my career choice, but I'm also, this is what I like doing as well. Because I feel like as humans, it's either I'm only this, I can only be this, and I can't be that. I can't dabble into that. Yo, like,
and not just as humans, but I also think like the way society is set up, like you pick one thing. If you even think about the idea of college, you pick one thing when you're 18. Who even knows who they are at 18? And then you're expected to do it for the rest of your life. Like, that's very unfair. Like, who do you know? In all the other like aspects of our life, like we're allowed to have choice, we're allowed to evolve and grow. But then in this one place, it's like, no, you pick that, so you gotta stick to that forever and never until you die.
And it's like, yo, that you know,
pressure,
right? And for real, like what? Like, so I like this for a moment, okay? Like I'm allowed to evolve and grow. So going back to, you know, when you found out your interest with modeling and stuff, I know that hasn't been too long ago. I want to say like a year ago, right? So kind of talk about that experience of like truly finding like, wait, I really dig like modeling. I'm into it. Like, who introduced you to it in that aspect, and when was your mind like, okay, so I want to pursue this?
It's okay. So the short story is I was in this photography class at Augie.
Oh, okay.
And I had this one other friend was in the class with me, and like we were trying to do like our projects, because for the class we had to take photos, and like we had prompts that like we
Yeah.
had to take photos for and things like that. And she's like, do you want to work together on this thing? And so she was dabbling in photography too at the time. She now is like doing really great, actually. She takes photos for weddings and things like that.
Really?
But
That's amazing.
at the time she was just like starting out, and so we were like working together, and she's like, dude, you are like just good at this. What the hell is going on? Like, why aren't you I thought we were just like playing around, but like this is like you're what? How are you so good and so natural like in front of the camera like this? And so that's when for me I was like, okay, maybe I need to start taking this like a lot more seriously than I have been before, because it did feel good. Like that's like some of the only times where I felt like
alive.
Yeah, like this makes sense. Like I just somehow know how to be in this space, like I just it fits. You know? And as cliche as that sounds, like it's true.
I really, really love that you just said that, because a lot of people struggle with finding their purpose in life or their passions in life. And I think it's a lot more simpler when you are aware of what actually makes you happy throughout the day. Those are your passions. Those are what you should be striving to be to monetize, to make money from. And a lot of people are scared of that, you know, like, you know, there's so many people out here that are just walking, you know, and walking their life and really not in their purpose. Like how sad, like that's sad. It's like,
it really is.
It's like, yeah, like, you know, just have that courage. And I think it's so beautiful that you had that courage to just be like, I'm going after it.
Yeah, and it wasn't easy, of course. Like it's a hard.
Did you have a lot of doubts? Like,
oh, girl.
Yeah, talk about
even
that.
Still
Like this.
now,
Yeah,
even still now,
yeah.
I'm like, is this really what I should be doing? Is this like, you know, because there's not much security in this kind of work. It's very, very competitive. Very hard to find your footing in this industry. But at the end of the day, if I'm doing stuff that, if I'm not thinking about it as like, okay, I need to make a life out of this, it's like I'm doing this because I like it, it makes me happy, then those things start to align somehow. Like it just starts to...
It just happens.
Things just start to come together when you are walking in your purpose and like walking in alignment with the things that you are meant to do. Like it just all seems to come together. Because even when I think about the progression, I did start like just a year ago, but like the exposure I've gotten, the amount of people who've reached out to me, the amount of encouragement I've gotten, even like people are like, oh, I've been watching that, I've been seeing the content you're doing, and like it's like, this is really cool. I'm excited to see where you go next. I'm excited to see what you do next. That's like, I'm like, hell yeah, yes, there is going to be more.
That's truly how you know that you're walking in your purpose. I'm actually reading a book called Think Like a Monk, and he talks about that. Shetty? Yes, and I think I told you a little bit about. He talks about that, and he's like, when people start to acknowledge what you are doing within your purpose, that's how you truly know. You know, like that's how you know, like, yo, I'm walking in my purpose.
I ain't never had anyone in accounting tell me like, oh, you really did that spreadsheet so good, it inspired me.
Okay, so a question too about that. Did you get judgment at first, like, or was it more so like internally judgment, like maybe with yourself or from your peers, like your friends?
It was both. It was definitely both. I know like a lot of the people who I used to hang out with when I was doing accounting, or the people who I used to like spend most of my time with who were in my major. They were always like, they would always say these little things, and I guess you could always tell that for me, accounting was never just gonna be like it wasn't going to be the only thing ever, right? And that was, I guess, very evident in even the classes that I chose to do. Like when I wasn't doing accounting, the classes I decided I was going to take, whatever. And I remember this one girl in accounting who she said to me, she was like, yeah, you're always trying to do some like arts classes or something. Like, and she said it in a very snaky, like, are you even a real accountant? Like, you're just out here like just like playing around, like doing art classes. Like, it did hurt. Of course,
I would have been like,
like, okay, and what about it? Like, and yes, I am choosing to do some art classes or like some communications classes or like media studies type stuff, because why not? Like, I have the space.
Exactly.
My schedule. I'm gonna
broaden your knowledge in those areas. Like that's beautiful. You can keep talking.
Yeah. So there was that, like little instances like that. But then I do think the biggest obstacle, and still is the biggest obstacle to this day, has been like my own like internal hurdles that I have to jump. Like, because like I said, like it is, in as much as I want to believe that I'm valid in both spaces, I don't know, there just comes a time when you're like, but am I, like, how can I really say that I'm a real model if I'm you know, if I'm doing accounting, or how can I be a true accountant or work in the corporate world if I'm like posing for the camera and like doing this thing that's vain, or you know what I mean? Like there's still this internal, or like even just even thinking about the idea of modeling, like that's something I've wrestled with a lot. Is like how is this helping the world? You know, how am I contributing by just, you know, standing? How can I say I'm making a difference or whatever if I'm just like standing in front of a camera? And then that's where those people who are saying like, no, I see the work you're doing and it's really made me feel like I can do things, or I feel inspired by this. Like that's where that comes in, and I'm like, but I am making a little bit of a difference. But I don't know.
And even through you talking, I know there's going to be so many people that their eyes are going to open up. You know what I mean? Because
I hope so.
Again, you know, a lot of people have these thoughts within, and whether it comes to friendships or family members who have this vision of a traditional type of lifestyle, it can be hard to go outside of that. You know, we've experienced too with our own personal family and stuff when it comes to what we are doing, and it's a struggle. You battle with it. And two, when you don't have that support system around you, that's where it gets harder, because it's like you only got to rely on yourself. And then it's like you can't go and tell them, like, look what I did. Look at the project I did. They don't understand it. They're going to be like, you just messing around. You just having fun. No, there's a lot of work that goes into it.
That's the other thing, too. Even like with modeling, I've had people be like, well, what even is modeling? Like how you even really, and like, when I tell you guys, I am like tired, dead tired after shoots. Like it's dead tired because it's a lot of work.
You got to put out that energy.
Practice too. Like it's a thing that like it's a skill you have to learn. I don't just stand in front of the camera. Like it's not as easy as people assume it to be. I'm not just playing around, you know. So yeah, there is a lot to be learned from it. But yeah, I also think in general, like the industry, just the beauty and fashion industry in general,
it's hard.
The reason that it appeals to me, or the difference I want to make in it, is like these are obviously industries that have been used to like oppress women. Like that's been the narrative for so long. But if I can take that somehow and like flip the narrative and use something that's historically been used to oppress women to lift them up and empower them, and I want to be doing that. And so again, those messages of like, this is really inspiring, this has helped me, like you know, it just makes me feel like, you know, I'm doing now, you know.
That's beautiful, dude. And that's dope that you even have that vision, that you're wanting to serve people through your purpose. It's not, you know, it's not just all about, you know, us. It's about, like, I love how you brought that forth right now. Just like, like, I want to teach people. I want to serve people, you know. So that's really beautiful too. So you're literally moving tomorrow. Guys, she's literally moving to a whole new state tomorrow.
The day after tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the day. So she graduates college tomorrow, and then she's out of here. She said, peace, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I'm going to go somewhere else and make it big. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I will be moving to the DMV area, DC, Baltimore.
Beautiful.
More specifically. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm just excited to be around a bunch of creatives, and also just like really be in just black spaces. That's really what I'm really looking forward to. And black creatives. Like I feel like there's a lot that black culture contributes to the creative scene and to the creative space. And there's not that many black people out here in Sioux Falls, you know, to be working with and collaborating who get it, like intuitively just understand the vision, you know, what you're trying to do. So that's really the big thing for me. That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
That's beautiful. Just to get that, you know, like you said, you know, the it's way different. Diversity, it's way different from, you know, Sioux Falls, from Washington. So that's really dope that, like, you know, you'll be able to experience that. Like you said, be around other black creatives. And
also just opportunities. There's a lot more opportunities out there. Like it's closer to New York, like Philly's there too, like just the general.
Yo, you're going to have a blast. Like, I really feel like this move for you, I just feel it within. It's going to open up so much opportunities for you. No,
Girl,
like,
speak it, say it.
From
say it again,
the bottom, no, I swear, like from the bottom of my heart, I'm not just saying this, like, you're going to I think you're going to flourish in Washington. I think there's going to be a lot of doors opening for you. And just who you are as a person, it's so beautiful. Like the way you perceive yourself, the who you are, it's just, and I'm not just saying this, guys, like, I swear, I tell you this all the time. Like, I just think, dude, like, you're going to be, she's going places. You know when you just like, know certain people are just gonna go places, like you're one of them. Like you're gonna go places, and
we are gonna go places.
Yeah,
I'm taking all of us. We're going
please,
together.
Please. No,
we all going.
Yes. So guys, a little backstory on how we met. So I found you about a year.
Literally a year almost to date.
Yes, on Instagram, wanting to come and model for Wake, and I didn't realize this, but when she came, that whole campaign was the best campaign that we have ever done. And it's not just speaking it from us, from other people. They always remember that campaign and that marketing. And so like, it's just so, and ever since then I was like, man, like it's been so amazing to work with you over the past year. And just to get to know you, and
yeah,
who
it's
you
also
are.
really cool when you get to see like the people behind the brand, like always knowing like the story behind the work you're doing, what you're trying to put out there, why you're doing it. Like that's like really cool to me, because I mean there are a lot of like boutiques in Sioux Falls, but like they're so like removed from their like audiences, or like I don't know, like it was like always like, okay, stand in front of the camera and like put on this shirt and like smile.
No judgment, guys. We love you.
Yeah, we
love you.
I love.
This is our truth. This is her truth.
No, I love it. But like this felt a lot more real to me, like being involved in the process too of like coming up with a concept and like shooting and like getting that opportunity to not just be like an accessory, to just be a part of it is something I'm like really hoping I can continue to do. And, like, just
you will have those same experiences for sure. And Washington, for sure, you have those experiences. That's one thing I appreciate about you too. When you came in here, you said, you're like, wow, like y'all got something good going. I was like, wow, thank you. Like,
I'm so glad I could be a part of it, even for a short time.
Wait, what do people do? They be going,
oh, they do that.
Oh yeah,
like the football players, like soccer players. Yeah.
Girl, eat your sandwich.
Girl,
I'm sorry.
you have me talking.
Okay, yeah. So, girl, where do you see yourself within the next 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that.
I always say, I don't necessarily know. The direction I'll be in terms of like where I'll be in my career or all those things. But the one thing I know for sure is that I'm gonna be bringing people with me. Like, I want to be able to create the same opportunities I have for myself, for other people, and the people who, come from non-traditional backgrounds like I do. People who aren't like the target for
I love that.
certain opportunities. I want to be able to like, just be like, I have this knowledge. I've been able to get here, and how can I help the people who don't want to be here? So I don't know. I don't want to be doing in 2 years. But I just know I would just want to have a whole gang of people behind me and like with me and growing together with them.
That is beautiful, and you are definitely going to make that happen, dude. I have a question. So now that you said like, I don't know where I'm going to be in 2 years, are you more so of a person that just kind of goes with the flow, or do you like to plan a little bit of ahead in the future? Like, how does that work?
I'm definitely a planner.
Okay, yeah.
I am, but at some point, you just have to let these things go.
Especially,
you
just gotta let God handle it.
Yeah, no, literally. Especially now with like modeling, like I have no idea. This is so new to me. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing, what the timeline is, where I'm supposed to be. I don't know at all. With accounting, it was much easier because I don't know. It just like, I was doing what other people wanted me to do. So it was like, go here, do this, apply for this one, apply for this one. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That was like much easier for me to do because I didn't have to apply myself. I didn't care too much. I was just doing what I was told to do. This is a lot more real for me. Like there's a lot more at stake here for me. And so I like, at the same time though, I can't plan any of it out because I just don't know. I'm just like literally picking it up as I go.
Yeah.
So.
I really like that perspective from you. And the reason why I say that is because the majority of us get so caught up in the future and what it holds for us in that worry state of mind. And to be able to be aware of, like, I don't know where I'm going to be in 2 years, but I do have this vague vision, but I'm okay if in between that vague vision, if some obstacles mess up a little bit, or I got to take a right turn or a left turn. So that's really dope that you're, hey, I have this vision for me, but I don't know how it's really going to lay out. Like, that's cool that your mindset is on that rather than just like worry, oh my God, I got to do this by 5 months. I got to do this by, I think that's dope.
And it's hard. It's not like, obviously, as people, like, uncertainty is generally very scary. But
yeah.
I don't know. It's like there's some freedom in also just being able to enjoy the process of, like,
I love that.
Like, it's like right now, maybe I don't know what I'm going to be doing in the next even year, but I'm enjoying having to figure that out. It's exciting because I get to pick. At the end of the day, like, I get to choose what that ends up looking like.
That's beautiful. Okay, so one other thing. Now, would you say you think more optimistic or pessimistic type of mindset view?
Depends on the day. If you ask me on, like, Monday morning.
You said Monday morning? Oh, I'm definitely going at someone.
But Friday evening? Girl, yes, the world is my oyster and I love it here,
Okay, I love that. So it just depends on the day.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone else, like I fluctuate with, like,
Mood.
being optimistic and also knowing that, like, literally things are in my control and I have the power to, I'm not just a passive person, like, just like going with the flow. I can pick what I want to do. I can pick what my life looks like, I can decide what it looks like.
That's amazing.
So I guess both.
Yeah,
like,
that's
both.
okay. Yeah. No, hey, some days it's this, some days it's other.
What do you lean towards?
I'm really trying to get out of my pessimistic mind. Growing up, the environment I was in, it really led me more so negative, pessimistic. I always expected the worst rather than the better. But I will say the last year and a half on my healing journey, I truly mean that. I'm more so open-minded to the positive, or when I do feel in a mindset that I can't handle, I definitely lean towards my spirituality and with God and pray. I'm really big on faith. So that's what helps me get my mindset from pessimistic to optimistic for sure. But thank you for asking me.
I feel like you be asking me a lot of questions. I'm like, but what did she think about this?
Thank you. Okay, so this was amazing. I got 2 final questions for you. Okay. They're fun. Well, low key, I kind of did like 2 deep ones for you because I don't know. But how would you describe yourself in one word?
One word to describe myself. I think resilient.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. I love that. What do you want to be known for? I know that's deep.
Ooh, girl. I think I want to be known for, cultivating community, and inclusivity.
Ooh,
especially in the fashion space. I want to be known as the person that, like, always left people feeling much better than they did when they met me, or just I want people to, I don't know, feel good about themselves when they come into contact with me and know that they have potential. They have the capacity to do the things that they want to do.
Wow. That's a powerful woman right there, guys. that was amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on this podcast with me, and I'm going to miss you. We're going to celebrate tonight. And thank you, like, oh my God, over here. No, like, seriously, like, it's crazy because before we end it, Tyler and I have talked about so much, like, just the type of people that we really like, and you're one of them. And it's crazy because it seems like all the people that we can truly like and we see vision in them, they always end up leaving. But hey, you got big goals to go after and dreams. And
but this is not the end. Like, just because I'm not here in Sioux Falls, we're gonna meet each other in New York Fashion Week, maybe.
For real.
You know,
I'm gonna come down to Washington, and we gonna plan a whole week of stuff.
Yes. It's not. Definitely not the end. Like, that's why I don't think I feel too sad about leaving. It's like, I just know that, like, I don't know, I don't have any regrets about the things I've been able to do here, the people I've met, the way that things have gone. And, like, I just feel like I'm in a neutral space about it. Like, I'm like, this was not the best, not the worst, but it was good. Like, I learned some lessons. I met some cool people, and, like, this is, I don't know, it doesn't feel like an ending.
Yeah,
it just feels
a new
like
chapter. In a sense.
like just.
I guess new chapter is kind of like an ending to an old, but
it just feels right. It feels like, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, thank you.
I
love you, dude.
Yeah,
I love you. I love you. Alrighty. Well, this was an awesome Girl Chat podcast. I hope you guys got a lot out of it, and hopefully it inspired or empowered someone out there to go after what they are truly passionate about, even if there's so many obstacles in the way. I will see you next time. Bye.